Sending you warm winter wishes for the holidays. Have you been sledding? Or perhaps built a snowman? The elves and I love playing in the snow this time of year. Jack Frost may be nipping at your nose, but with a cup of hot cocoa, you'll be right as rain. Or snow. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
No problem.
To start the Model A, get in the driver's seat and set the handbrake, which is on the far right. Pull it towards the seat until the flashing light goes solid, and then gently release it. Move the gear shift side to side to the neutral position, and the blinking light will go solid. Raise the lever on the left side of the steering column to the retard position. Once in position, the blinking light will go solid. Turn the key switch on, located in the instrument panel. Hold it on until the flashing light goes solid. Pull the choke valve, which is on the far right side, until the flashing light goes solid. Step on the starter button, which is located above the gas pedal. It has a copper ring around it. Once the flashing light goes solid, the motor will start. Lower the lever on the left side of the steering column to the advanced position. Once the flashing light goes solid, the motor will run stronger. You have now successfully started the Model A Ford.
Shut it off. Oh.
It has every label, tag, sticker. All right, it's this hose with this writing, with this clamp, not the other kind, this kind. Those wires with that writing, these carburetors with the proper numbers, that inspection dot, and that is throughout the car underneath, because when it goes down the line, QC will take grease pencils and like the rear end's attached, and then it'll be a stripe or a dot. That way the next person knows in line, you know, because it just moves down the line, that this has been checked and QC'd, next step. So all of those are present. This car is 100-point judged perfect.
Amazing.
Of day one of life.
That is
Day
special.
one. Not day two, not
Yeah.
day three, day one. Because it goes to the dealer and half the stuff comes off.
Yeah, for sure. And even just the stickers, like that's like that's
And this is a 389 tripod. That is a, some people use the word 6-pack, which is what Chrysler uses. All right, which is 3 2-barrel carburetors. And they run really good, but the problem with them is once they go out of tune, say 20,000 miles, pain in the ass to get back. And a lot of guys would pull these intakes off and put a 4-barrel intake on it, and you'll find these things, intake and all the carburetors and everything, on a shelf somewhere because the guy got tired of screwing.
yeah.
So
Replace the whole thing.
yeah, so they just put a 4-barrel on it, made it easier. Here we go. Let's do collector car checklist. Black on black, right? Now 80% of anything, maybe a purple Challenger, you know, certain cars, a yellow Corvette, you know, certain things you may want other than black on black. 63 split window. I'm done. Right? I mean, think about it. Black on black, 63 split. I can go to any car show, any coffee cruise in. I get high fives and let's go car. After this car starts. These are racing knockoffs. Okay, they're terminating at 3. It has fuel injection. It has a 4-speed with overdrive, not a 5-speed. 4-speed with overdrive. It's a bolt-on add-on.
Okay.
All right, and like I said, fuel injected. It has a one-of-a-kind motor. It is a prototype. It's the first Z06. Okay?
That is
I've
special.
probably made a couple others, but this is the first one that's alive. None of the Z06s were sold. They were all race cars. This car was sold for $4,000 in '64 with 1,400 miles on it to a GM Institute student. And I guess I just heard that Duntoff told him to buy this car. He designed this car. Anyways, he just passed away. This car is probably going to auction. Now, the motor in this one, 375 cubic inches, everyone thinks it's a typo. The L84 nomenclature is incorrect. That's a 327 fuel-injected, 375 horsepower motor. That part, that is a real designation, but it's not this one.
Gotcha.
Okay, so people think the 375 is just a typo, 375, 375. Well, I have a friend, I grew up in Detroit 40 years. He is U of M, mechanical engineer, PhD, 35 years GM, closed down the turbine team.
Nice.
When he tells me something about a GM product, I believe him. Everyone else can pound sand, right? So he came up here and I showed him about this because this car is going to go to auction. We don't know what's going to happen. So anyways, he went home. He went to my house. Came up here 4th of July. We looked at the car and he said, "I don't know. I'm gonna look for it." He didn't go to Google Land. He went into GM Library Land that he has access to still. He works for Stellantis now. Anyways, and he told me they made this many.
Wow. That's amazing.
So basically, it's a stroker 327.
Yeah.
Okay, with fuel injection. So now they made 199 Z06s. All of them were race cars. Now, not one of them was sold at a dealership. This was sold out of GM Tech Center. Okay. Anyways, if those come back to life and are sold for $750,000, and this is the prototype.
Yeah, so this even more so.
Right. So this is number 1
Yeah.
of 200.
Yeah, so
It is the only one sold out the front door, so to speak. Maybe the side door, but the rest of the racers went out the back door.
Yeah.
2 race teams. So this car it is one of one of one of one. This Corvette owners, I don't know, do you know Corvette owners?
Not personally, but I'm a new fan.
They're boneheads. But
Yeah.
anyways.
They're old.
No, everyone has a one-of-one Corvette, right? Because they have a blue radio instead of a red, or they have herringbone. No, that doesn't count. This does. It has a one-of-a-kind motor. It has overdrive. It has racing. These Z06 wheels are $5,000 a wheel, if you can find them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this car. So anyways, he passed away. It's gonna go to auction. 40% death tax. You gotta sell half to keep half. With the farmland. The farms get cut up when someone dies. They don't do it right. So anyways, I did find out that it's probably gonna go to auction. You know, because there's always one family member that wants the money.
Yeah.
There's always one. Anyways, so if this goes to auction, there'll probably be 4 or 5 people there, or on the phone, or on the internet, and you are looking at $1 million, possibly $2 million. There's only one other one that's even in this range, and it's an L88 with like 40 miles on it, 100 miles.
Yeah.
This is like $3 million. It's like a 7 or something. And it had no miles. So, but this is most of these. The white 53 in there is only 300. There's only 100 left. That's number 26. It's only 300. $1 million car. The auction is going to be $5, $6, $7, $1 million. Never has the cojones to finish. And you know, it's going to be like Hendrix. This could end up in Dubai. This could end up in California. This could end up in Texas. This could end up in Canada, Australia. My point of all of this is that you may never see this car in public.
Yeah.
You could come here in 3 months and this car's ready. Take a picture. And I did when I found out we were losing. I came in early one Saturday.
There you go.
Well, thank you so much, Kurt.
No problem. And also watch this.
Okay.
I touched it.
You know, I didn't. I stayed out of the way, I promise you. All right, cool.
Anyways, I just, you guys were taking pictures of cars. Take a picture of this one because you're not going to see it.
For real. Possibly ever again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Syrena.
Syrena, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hello, I'm Joshua.
Hi, Joshua. Nice
So
to
this
meet
is
you.
Ken, and he's going to tell us about
Yeah,
this
car has an
special
interesting
Packard.
Story. This is a Packard Hawk. Now, Packard bought Studebaker, and they much underestimated the debt that Studebaker had, and it literally was part of what contributed to Packard being one of the leading car manufacturers going under in the late 50s. And they came out with this car because they didn't have enough money to build a new car. They took the Studebaker Hawk and they rebadged it as a Packard. And then they had the audacity, if you look at the curb sign over here, they had the audacity to call it the most original car the American road. What it was an exact copy of the Studebaker Hawk.
That's amazing.
They added some funky things like taking the vinyl upholstery and adding it to the outside here. I mean, and it had a nice kind of Continental kit back of the hood, but literally it was almost an identical car to the Studebaker Hawk. And it was the Studebaker Hawk was a fun two-door luxury sport car. So, but this one cost just under $4,000, which was a lot of money, 1958.
Yeah.
And it did have a 275 horsepower engine, so it had a lot of get up and go.
For sure.
And then you said you liked the front of it.
I love the
Most
front end.
People think the front of it looks like a fish,
I was thinking, yeah,
like
like a
the
cat
mouth
fish
of a
or-
fish, like
Yeah.
a fish. Yeah.
Well, we're pescatarian, so.
Yeah. So that's a great story.
Yeah, it does look like a catfish, I think.
It was the demise of Packard, because they really got into Studebaker and didn't realize. Now, the other car, have you been in the muscle car gallery yet?
Yes, yeah.
You saw the Avanti?
In the back left, was it?
I think we might have moved the Avanti out. Yes, the Avanti actually went out a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Studebaker built this car. If they built it 10 years earlier, it probably would have kept the company alive. It was one of the fastest cars that they introduced in the early 60s. And it was a beautiful, beautiful car. And it won all kinds of records on the road. It would do up to 170 miles an hour at the time, which was really crazy in the early 60s. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Why?
Where are you guys visiting from?
We are basically from like Wyandotte. We live, Belleville. She just graduated from Eastern Michigan University.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
What was your major? What do you want to do?
It was 3D media, so I focused primarily on like woodworking and metalworking, also like sculpture and furniture design.
We have a lot of sculpture here.
Oh, I love it.
We call cars art in motion.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely. I know.
When you were
especially.
just in the International Gallery before this, over $60 million worth of cars.
Wow.
Just beautiful.
For sure, I was getting a lot of.
It was mind blowing. We didn't even do any research. We just. Well, actually, it was funny because Waterloo. Do you know Waterloo Recreation Area?
Yeah.
It's kind of in the center of the state. I mean, it's one of our favorite places to be, but we ended up over here at Fort Custer, and it was like looking at all the reviews on Fort Custer. It's like poison oak, and just like not quite a lot of fun. So it was the only place that had any reservations. So we went over here and just kind of went out on a limb. So we went around and we found a couple things around here that we thought would be cool to do, and this definitely stood out. Yeah.
We're the largest car museum in North America. Earlier this year, Auto Trader picked the top 20 car museums in the world, and we came in number one.
Wow. Amazing.
Nice.
Honor, yeah. So
Yeah.
90 acres. We have 29 buildings, 7 partner museums plus the Gilmore collection. So it's like going to 8 museums in one. 2 restaurants, 3 event centers, and we've got another one under construction. We get 8 construction projects this year alone. So yeah, we opened first in July of 1966. But we keep growing and growing and growing, and yeah, I call it my happy place because I've been a car guy since I was a little kid. So yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
to
It's
see
growing up,
all the users
hanging in the garage with my dad and having no idea what wrench he needs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you'll notice the early cars came with their own toolkit.
Yeah, yeah.
Many of them on the side of the car,
Mhm.
or somewhere around there, because you had to have tools for that particular car. And it was Cadillac in 1908 that introduced the idea of interchangeable parts.
Mhm.
Before that, if your car broke down, you had to take the part that broke and bring it to a machinist, and he had to recreate that exact part.
Wow.
You couldn't just go to a store and buy it.
Sure.
And so it was really crazy because people thought, oh my gosh, I go to get my car part fixed, but there's 5 people ahead of me, which means I'm going to be off my car for like 3-4 months. So yeah, the gentleman that took over the Ford Motor Company in 1902, Henry Leland, he actually came in and he was a brilliant engineer, and the investors, Henry Ford failed miserably at the first 2 companies, and they kicked him out in 1902 from the second company, Ford Motor Company, and then Henry Leland said, the investors said, Henry, do you think you can make us back our money? And he said, yes, I think I can. So the first thing he did was change the name of the Henry Ford Company to, do you want to guess? Cadillac.
Oh,
Cadillac.
no, that
Cadillac.
makes sense, yeah.
He named it after Antoine de la Motte Cadillac, the French explorer that founded Detroit in 1701. And so he went on, and he realized in 1908 that he really, if you made it to the Cadillac Museum yet?
We went and saw it, and I saw
the first Cadillac.
the video and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Leland not only introduced the idea of interchangeable parts and changed the world in 08, and in 1910, he introduced the world's first enclosed car, which first cars did not have roofs, they didn't have doors, they didn't have windows.
Yeah.
And so he introduced the first enclosed car, which we don't think today is a big deal, but it was a big deal. It was a Cadillac. And then in 1912, he introduced its first self-starting car, because these cars were so dangerous, and it was easier for strong young men to drive them, but women were driving electric cars in the cities or steam cars in the rural areas. And so by introducing the world's first self-starting car, and have you been to the Museum of the Horse's Carriage?
I don't think,
No.
I don't think we
All
missed that
pre-16
one.
cars. Did you come from this way and walking this way, or which way?
We came in from here.
Are you-
and then went out
This
and
way?
The roundabout, the one with all the roundabouts and stuff, or something
No,
else?
this is a beautiful barn.
Okay.
Just the other side over in this way here.
Yeah.
Keep watching this way. You'll go to the Franklin Museum and then the Lincoln, and then keep going around the Museum of the Horse's Carriage.
Let's get that one.
That's-
Unintentionally.
Oh yeah, we'll
Also,
find that
it's
one
your
before we
first
go.
time Here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we close at 5. So what I want to make sure you don't miss the Classic Car Club of the American Museum. And so I would recommend when you go out, go through here, go through Lincoln, go outside and walk all the way down to the Classic Car Club of the American Museum. There's hardly a car that worth less than 7 figures. They were built between 1915 and 1948. They're called full classic cars. They had to be extremely innovative in terms of engineering, design, and then less than 2% of total production. So there's some amazing cars from around the world in there. And it's designed like you're walking into an elegant hotel lobby where they used to do these automotive salons in New York in the late and early 1900s. So yeah, it's a beautiful building with an upstairs too. So.
Ooh, yeah, we definitely missed that one. We'll have to.
Yeah, we'll head that way. Yeah, sounds great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure, my pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Paul.
great to meet you too.
Congratulations on your graduation.
Thank you.
Yes, appreciate it so much, Ken.
Oh, sure, my pleasure.
Yep.
Have a great afternoon. Cool.
is cold and in need of another body to keep her warm. She grows out of it like a hermit, moving out of her shell.
Time is just one limitation of this fragmented physical world. It doesn't stop when you die. It simply changes before your eyes. You move on to a higher plane, higher than anything you can perceive, like dancing into a dream. These things reach you when you need them most.
Death is just the beginning. Transfer of bodies, protozoa swimming. Death is just the beginning. Your soul is forever and ever expanding.
Don't misconceive the grasp of your breath for a grab on your shoulder from the hand of death. You are resilient like a pillar of stone. Your soul will live on far beyond what you've known.
Death is just the beginning. Transfer of bodies, protozoa swimming. Death is just the beginning. Your soul's forever and ever expanding.
Sometimes in life, when you're under pressure, you cannot see what you need long after you have it. But the ruler of time is but one limitation. It doesn't stop when you die. It simply changes before your eyes.
Death is just the beginning. Transfer of bodies, protozoa swimming. Death is just the beginning. Your soul's forever and ever expanding. talk as much as I can. Detroit City's on the rise. That's what they said at the time. Find a path to your success. We could all have peace of mind if we take our arms and lock them up tight. We can free the world. No need to fight. Take a second look around. Do we really know each other? If you take the time to care, put your hand out for your brother. Tell that man you're gonna love him. You won't care what no one says. If you try to learn my lessons, the world could be okay. If we take our arms and lock them up tight, we can free the world. No need to fight. Cities, dreamscapes, plans, and memories dissolve in distress to unchained melodies. Where's the link? The link that brings us all together. Where's the love that gets us through the weakest weather? I said cities, dreamscapes, plans, and memories dissolve in distress to unchained melodies. Where's the link? The link that brings us all together. Where's the love? The love that gets us through the weakest weather. Where's the link? The link that brings us all together. Where's the love that gets us through the weakest weather? Cities, dreamscapes, plans, and memories. Don't leave out the many who sleep where they land. Where they land. Where they land. Don't leave out the many who sleep where they land. Where they land. Where's the link? The link that brings us all together. Where's the love that gets us through the weakest weather? escape